అయిపోయిన ఎగ్జామ్స్ అని సప్లై ఎగ్జామ్సా ఇవే వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. వాయిస్ ఈజ్ ఆడిబుల్. ఈరోజు ఎగ్జామ్ ఉందా మేడం ఫైనల్ ఇయర్స్కు? ఓకే. మై వాయిస్ ఈజ్ ఆడిబుల్? ఉన్నారా?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. Wait for 2 minutes. The people will join. Now, in the last class, we discussed what is the steady state stability. Now, what is the definition is given? It is the ability of the synchronous machine to deliver maximum power to the load by maintaining the synchronization with the transmission line. Now, what that meaning means, here the synchronous generator should maintain synchronization to the transmission line even though load variation. What type of the load variation? The rate of change of the load is less than the rate of change of the excitation. That is the small and gradual variation of the load. Now, small and gradual variation of the load correspond this load variation. The synchronous generator should be able to deliver the maximum power to the load by maintaining the synchronization. And here synchronization means, that means to maintain the speed equal to synchronous speed. Now, what are the action will take in place here? On load frequency controller, the governor always sends the frequency, and the frequency increases, means the speed is more than the synchronous speed. At that time, what happens? The governor valve will be closed. Another case is when the frequency decreases. When the frequency decreases means the speed will decreases. At that time, the governor valve will be open. Now, it is the automatic controller. It is no manual control. Now the system will take whenever the always sends the frequency, the correspond this feedback signal frequency, some action control is taken place, automatic controller, that is called load frequency control. Another is excitation control, that is the AVR, automatic voltage regulator. Now these two system is continually monitoring the voltage. One is voltage AVR and LFC for frequency. Now it is the system should be able to deliver maximum power to the load by maintaining the synchronization. That is called steady state stability definition. Now, how to study this steady state stability? It is the static study. That's the reason we can analyze this steady state stability by using the power flow equation. Now, the power flow equation means just we have consider one alternator is connected to the infinite bus bar. Now, it is alternator, it is the induced EMF E at an angle of delta, it is a load angle. Okay, and infinite busbar voltage is magnitude voltage V. It is taken as a reference. Therefore, the voltage at an angle of 0 degrees we have to consider. Now, for given the single line diagram, we have to draw the reactance diagram we written this is reactance diagram, and how much power to the load that's given by the at the load side, that is a S equal to VI conjugate, terminal voltage into how much current coming. Now current is coming from how, what is the current coming from the source, the same current will be delivered to the load. Now you can write I equal to E delta minus V at an angle of 0 by reactance X. Now you have to represent the all R in a vector form in the polar. The E equal to mod E at an angle of delta, the terminal voltage mod V at an angle of 0, the reactance X at an angle of 90 degrees. If you take the conjugative and rearrange the terms, finally what I am getting here, the F equal to mod E mod V by mod X into at an angle of 90 minus delta minus mod V square by X into at an angle of 90. Now it is the total polar form of the apparent power. Now you have to extract the active power and reactive power from this formula. Just you have to write the, in terms of angles in cos terms, will get the active power. The angles you are writing the sine terms will get the reactive power. If substitute here, what is the real power? We have to consider the real power only. Here, that is a generator. How much real power will be delivered to the load in order to satisfy the load demand? Okay. Now, from this, what we are, if you write in the cos terms, that is cos of 90 minus delta, here cos 90 will come. Now, what is the cos of 90 minus delta? We'll say that sine delta. Cos 90 will be 0. Now, from this formula, what is the total active power will be delivered? The P equal to mod EV mod V mod E mod V by X by sine delta. Simply we say the EV by X into sine delta. This is the real power transfer to the load, that is EV by X into sine delta. Now in this, when the delta, when the load increases, the delta is increases, correspond this load variation, you have to, the generator should be deliver the power. And when the load delta is increases, when load increases means delta increases. Delta increases means P increases. Now when the, if you draw the P delta curve, if you draw the P delta curve, the curve will be like this. For in the P delta curve, now initially delta is operating 30 degrees, this much of power will be delivered by the alternator. When delta is increases, P increases, and delta increases, P increases. When delta come to 90 degrees, when the delta is comes to the 90 degrees, what happen? The P reaches the maximum value. If you put in the delta equal 90 degrees in the above equation, what is the sine 90 is 1. That is the maximum value. The sine value, maximum value is only 1 at delta equal to 90 degrees. Correspond that what is the P max? How much maximum power the generator can be delivered? This is the maximum amount of power the generator can be delivered. That is EV by X. Beyond this limit, delta what happen increases. What happen the delta increases? What happen the P comes decreasing. You see in the graph also, in the when the delta is increasing means P is decreasing. When the delta is increasing, PE decreasing means system is not responding. The system goes to unstable form. When the system is stable form means when the delta increases, correspond this load variation, correspond that the generator should deliver that correspond that load power. Means when the delta increases, load increases means delta angle is increasing. When delta angle increases, PE also increases. See up to delta less than 90 degrees, the system is responding correspond this load variation. Means when the load increases, the amount of power delivery also increases. And beyond this 90 degrees, observe in this graph also, when the delta increases, it come down. The P is some decreases. Means what happened? The system not able to deliver the power. Correspond this load variation. That means the system come to unstable. This called the system come to the unstable region. When the delta increases, when delta equal to 180 degrees, when delta equal 180 degrees, what is the active power transfer? This is 0. Means even though we are giving the mechanical input, the system not deliver the electrical output, that is P will be 0. That means the system becomes unstable. That is, even though we are giving the mechanical input, the system, the generator not unable to deliver the electrical output. Total the damage will be taken place. Okay. Now, what do we observe from the steady state analysis? How much load should we apply this alternator? Means this is the, we can apply the load up to P max only. We can apply the load up to P max only. Beyond this one, what happened? The system come to the unstable region. That's the reason, can we say that the P max is nothing but steady state stability limit. What is that limit? First, if you should know what is the limit, what is steady state stability limit, I can apply load up to that point. Whenever the load beyond this point, what happen? We can disconnect some load. Okay, we are doing in the real time. What happen? Sometimes the generation is low, demand is very high. At that time, what we are going to do? We have to give the some preference, which area is more demanded and which area is less demanded. We can see in the when the generation is low, demand is more. At the time, we can power cut off it to the villages, next mandals, next talukas, next district headquarters. Last we go for preference cities. In the cities, it is if you have to economical grow, it should be you have to uninterrupted power supply to the metropolitan cities. For this reason, when the generation is low, demand is high. At the time we go the power cutting in the rural areas, next to towns, next to district headquarter, next come to the metropolitan cities. Like that means we cannot increase the load beyond that limit. What happens? The system goes to unstable condition. If you know that limit, I can apply up to that limit only. Okay, we take some we write down program also. When the load comes to this point, we take some buzzer sound. The buzzer sound will come. Okay, we have to not increase the load beyond this one. We can reschedule the loading. Okay. Now this about the, if you, what is the steady state stability limit? The steady state stability limit is given by Pmax, that is EV by X. Now it should be apply the load up to this point. You cannot load beyond this point. If you apply beyond this point, happen what happen? The system goes to unstable condition. If you continue apply the load on the system, what happen? At one time in delta equal 180 degrees, even though you are giving the mechanical input, that generator unable to deliver the electrical output. Just I given the example, one labor is holding the weight up to 100 kgs. We are putting the bags one by one. Suppose this fellow can vary the weight up to 100 kgs. Even though after when the more than 100 kgs you apply, what happened? The man will be get collapse. At the time, what happened? He is not unable to lift the single kg also. Are you getting my point? Here, this fellow having up to 100 kgs only. You are putting the load one by one, 10 kgs, 20 kgs, 30 kgs up to, that is the limit is 100 kgs only. That fellow tells, sir, don't put any beyond this one. Again, you are putting the 10 kgs extra. What happened? The fellow not to hold this much of weight, the fellow will get collapse. Finally, when the fellow is collapse, even though not unable to carry the single kg also. The same thing happen in the alternator also. If you increase the load, increases, the generator is respond up to P max only. Even again you are applying the load on the system come to the unstable region. Now it is a very important. Already we discussed the, in case of synchronous generator, it is a double excited machine. It takes synchronous motor. In the double excited machine, what happen? The poles are not invisible poles. The poles are the poles cannot be respond automatically. The poles not induced pole. In case of induction motor, the poles are induced pole. There should be some electrical magnetic locking between the rotor and stator should be always to maintain. When the system unstable means there is no magnetic coupling between the rotor field and stator field. At the time, what happens? There is no energy transfer. What is the, simply we say that, what is the, sir, why you are study this much of, why is the system goes to unstable region? Means the system means it is a induction motor. The motor can be run any speed. If you more than synchronous speed, it acts as a generator, and less than synchronous speed act as a motor. But in case of synchronous motor or synchronous generator, it should be maintain the speed always equal to synchronous speed. The operation it can possible only the speed equals synchronous speed. Sir, why becomes, why, sir, why it is possible only synchronous speed? Why cannot possible other speed? Means there should be some magnetic locking. There should be some magnetic locking between the stator field and rotor field. At that time, only some energy transfer will be taken place. There's, if the motor, the synchronous machine less than synchronous speed or more than synchronous speed, what happen? The magnetic locking will be disappear, so that there is no energy transfer between the rotor to stator. Just as if you are thinking as a motor or generator. If it is generator, it convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. It is a motor, convert electrical energy to mechanical energy. If the synchronous mode machine operation is taken place, only speed equals synchronous speed, because of there is some magnetic locking between the rotor and stator poles. Why? Because it is not induced poles. Okay. Now, for that reason, you have to always to maintain synchronization. Synchronization means to speed equal to maintain synchronous speed. Now, this about the steady state stability. Another way I can explain the steady state stability is that is synchronizing power coefficient. What is the synchronizing power coefficient? What is the synchronizing power coefficient? Is nothing but dP by d delta. If the P differentiate with respect to delta, we'll get EV by x into cos delta. When delta is less than 90, the dP by delta is positive. The dP by delta is positive means there is a magnetization between the rotor and stator. When delta is greater than 90, what happened? The dP by d delta is negative. That means the demagnetization effect between the rotor field and stator field. At the time, what happened? The system maybe goes to unstable region. That means the delta less than 90 degrees, the system is stable. The delta is greater than 90, the system is unstable. Same thing has explained in case in the period curve also. Below the delta is less than 90, the system stable, and above 90, the system is unstable. At delta equal 90, the system is critically stable. That is nothing but steady state stability limit. And finally, what is the steady state stability limit given by the EV by X? This is called steady state stability limit. Triple S limit. Steady state stability. Steady state stability limit. That is how much it is? P max. That equal EV by X. Next, we are going to relation between what is the, suppose it is the alternator is connected through one transmission. Suppose you have directly alternate connected infinite bus bar. Another way of explanation is one alternator is connected through a one transmission line. Now, what is the real power transfer? Already we discussed in the EPTD, the power flow equation. Now, the real power transfer to the receiving end side PR equal to, this is the formula, mod Vs mod Vr by mod B cos of beta minus delta minus mod A by mod B mod Vr square into cos beta minus alpha. Now, this is the power, and this is the equation already derived in the last year, last semester. Okay, directly I have written the formula, that is PR. Now, from this equation, when this PR will get max, the positive term will get maximum. When the positive term will get maximum, when beta equal to delta, cos 0 equal to 1. That is the maximum value of cos is 1. Remaining all are constant. Vs is constant, Vr is constant, B is constant. Now, what is the variable is only this angle. Therefore, when beta equal to the impedance angle equal to power angle, at the time only PR equal to P max. Now, this is the P max value. Okay, this is the max amount of, this is the limit. This is the limit for the steady state stability. Now, in order to find the, what is the condition, how much active power, what is the maximum power transfer to the transmission line, this is the maximum power. What is the maximum power transfer in the only single alternate connected infinite bus bar, that is EV by X into sin delta. Okay, if in between one transmission line is there, if transmission line is, what is the maximum power that can be transferred means, this is the formula, there is a maximum power that can be transferred. Now, I want to get the relation in order to transfer the maximize this power. Now, what is the relation between the reactance versus resistance? There is another way is, now you have to transfer the maximum power to the this transmission line. Now, what is the relation between the in that inductive reactance and of the transmission line, and what is the resistance of the transmission line? For that, I consider short transmission line. In the short transmission line, is resistance is considered. In case of long transmission line, medium transmission line, the resistance can be neglected. For that, I consider only short transmission line. The short transmission line, what is the ABCD parameter value? A equal to 1. Already we know 1Z01. In case of short transmission, what is the ABCD parameter? 1Z01. Simply in the transmission line, if you know the ABCD parameter, you can easily analyze any transmission line, either short transmission line or medium transmission line, long transmission line. Correspond that ABCD parameter should you know, you can easily identify what is the performance of that machine, what is the performance of that line. That may be in terms of what is the efficiency and what is the voltage regulation. Okay. Now, if you consider it is a short transmission line, in case of short transmission line, the magnitude of A equal to 1, B equals Z, and alpha equals 0, beta equals theta. Now, these values substitute in this power flow equation PR. What is B value Z? That is mod Vs mod Vr by mod Z, cos of theta minus delta minus 1 by Z mod Vr square cos theta. Okay. When the delta equal theta, the PR equal P max. Okay. Finally, if you will get the P max, Z value substitute, cos theta value substitute, the P max value is this one. In order to maximize this P max, if you differentiate with respect to reactance, dP by dx equal to 0, final what will get? The relation between the reactance and resistance is x equal to root 3 times of R. It is very, very important. So many gate examination, IEX examination, Genco transfer askis. What is the question? One more question. What is the relation between the resistance and reactance in order to transfer the maximum power to the transmission line? The relation is x by r equal to root 3. The ratio. The x by r ratio equal to root 3 or x equal to root 3 times of r. This have been studied in the last class. Okay. Next come to the today's class. Now what are the methods to improve the steady state stability limit? Now, so why you are study for this methods to improve the steady state stability limit means, suppose your my alternator capacity is 100 megawatt. Suppose what you say that, sir, my machine is stable if you deliver 40 megawatt. Means, so my actual the generator capacity is 100 megawatt, but it is what you say that, sir, the synchronous generator is stable only up to 40 megawatt only. Beyond this 40 megawatt, system goes to unstable. But what happened? This fellow capacity is 100 megawatt, but is delivering only 40 megawatt. At that time, what I will is consider not consider? We not consider. Why? Because this fellow having 100 megawatt, but is unable to deliver remaining 60 megawatt. At that time, what happened? We not utilize effectively for this alternator, na? It should be use some methods to improve the steady state stability limit. Otherwise, what happened? Simply in order to maintain, sir, I'm maintaining stability, but my alternative deliver only 40 megawatt. Nobody consider this one. Why? Because this fellow having 100 megawatt, it should be deliver the at maximum power to the load. What is the statement is given in the steady state stability definition? It is the ability of the synchronous machine to deliver maximum power to the load and again maintain the synchronization. But you are saying that, sir, it is 100 megawatt, but I am transferring only 40 megawatt. My system is stable. Anybody is considered? Nobody is considered. Because of it is hard to deliver the maximum power to the load. At that time only you have to maintain the stable. Now, how to improve the steady state stability limit? That we are going to discuss. Now, we know what is the steady state stability limit? The P max equal to EV by X. Now, we should be improve this steady state stability. Otherwise, no use of the study. Yes or no? Now, what are the methods to improve the steady state stability? Now, I can go for next page. Now, methods to improve the triple S limit. Triple S means steady state stability limit. Okay. From the equation, what we study, what is the triple S limit? Triple S limit formula that equal to P max equal to how much? EV by X. Now, observe this formula EV by X. By increasing the this value or by decreasing this value, what happens? We can improve the steady state stability or not. If you increase this induced EMF or this one, or by reducing this reactance, what happens? We can improve the steady state stability limit. Now, for that, what we would do? First method, improve the increase the voltage by increasing the first method by increasing the voltage. How to increase the voltage? By using step up transformer or by using the step up transformer means that means always deliver that means always deliver the power always deliver the power at higher voltages, always deliver the power at higher voltages. This is one method. By increasing the voltage by using the step up transformer means, now how to improve the first method is by deliver the power at the higher voltages. Now already we discussed that's the reason the alternator cannot be the alternator can be generate the voltage up to the range is 11 kV, 6.6 kV, comma 13.2 kV. The generator can generate only lower voltages. The generator will not generate higher voltage because of what happened? The induced EMF equal to 4.445 F into N. What happened? The frequency is constant, the flux per pole is constant, this is 4.44 also constant. Now if you have to increase this induced EMF, what we have to do? By increasing the number of turns. And the number of turns will increases, what happened? The circumference area also increases. It requires large radius of the rotor. At that time, what happened? It is it is a running machine. It is unable to take the higher voltages. Always the generator can generate only 11 kV, 6.6 kV, 13.2 kV. Lower voltage only power will be generated. But the static device is there, na? Which one? Transformer. The nearby the alternator, we are putting the one power transformer. That is the step of the voltage from 11 kV to 230 kV. Yes or no? What is the reason we are putting the step up transformer nearby this alternator means in order to improve the transfer the power at the higher voltages. So there is so many advantage to transfer the power at the higher voltages that already we discussed. That is the power loss will be decreases. The steady state stability limit also increases. Yes or no? Suppose you transfer the power at 11 kV, what happened? What happened? It is the steady state stability is very small. If you transfer the power at 220 kV, 230 kV, it is how many times increases? 11 times increases. Are you getting my point? Now here, what is the method to improve the steady state stability means to transfer the power at the higher voltages. There is so many advantage. If you what happened? Any power transfer at the higher voltage means the current rating also decreases. When current rating decreases means losses decreases, losses decreases, and size of the conductors also decreases. Okay, efficiency increases. So many advantages. That's the reason the power system, the always the power is transferred at the higher voltages rather than the lower voltages. Another very good advantages means that is the steady state stability limit also increases. If you transfer the power at higher voltages, the steady state stability limit also increases. This is another important for the to transfer the power at higher voltages. Now, what is the methods to improve the steady state stability limit? That is, first method is to transfer the power at higher voltages by using the step-up transformer. Okay. Next, second method is, what is second method? All of you listening or not? Respond. Unnara?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Next, the second method is by reducing the reactance. The second method is to improve the steady state limit is triple limit by reducing the reactance. Now, what are the methods? Methods for reducing the reactance? Methods for reducing the reactance. Yes, sir. The denominator is decreases. When the denominator increases, what happens? The triple limit will increases or not? Yes or no? The reactance will decreases. The triple limit will be increases. Now, what are the methods to increase the? What are the methods to reducing the reactance? The first method is by using bundle conductors. By using the bundle conductors. By using the bundle conductors, we can reduce this voltage. Now, by using the bundle conductors. Now, how it will be reduced, sir? By using the bundle conductor means, you know, what is the inductance per phase in case of bundle conductor? Inductance per phase equal to, already we studied in the EPD, that is 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of GMD by self GMD. ln of GMD by self GMD. Now, by using the bundle conductor, what happened? The self GMD is increases. That is very important is by using the bundle conductor, what happens? The self GMD is increases. When the self GMD is increases, what happens? The inductance per phase will be decreases or not? Yes or no? By using the bundle conductor, what happens? The self GMD is increases. When the self GMD increases, the inductance per phase will be decreases. Now, what is the inductive reactance? XL equal to 2 pi FL. XL equal to 2 pi FL. When the inductance decreases, the inductive reactance will be decreases. The inductance decreases, the inductive reactance will be will be decreases. In the transmission line, the most of the reactants, which type? Inductive nature only. The most of the reactants are in terms of inductive nature only. By decreasing the inductance, what happen? Inductive reactance decreases. Finally, that implies what happen? The reactance will decreases or not? Now, how to decrease this reactance means by using the bundle conductor. By using the bundle conductor, what happens? The reactance will decrease. How it will? By using the bundle conductor, what happens? The self GMD will be increases. When self GMD increases means the inductance per phase will decreases. When inductance per phase will decreases, inductive reactance will decreases. Finally, the most of the reactants are inductive nature. Therefore, what happens? The net reactance will decreases. Finally, what happens? This is a steady state stability will be increases. Okay. The second method, what are the methods to reducing the reactance means by first one is by using the bundle conductors. Next, second method for reducing the reactance is by using by using parallel transmission by using the parallel transmission lines. Now how? Suppose let assume it is a the transmission line connected between the bus. It is having some reactance bus 1 to bus 2. Okay. Now same another line we are using just like double circle, parallel circuit line or double circuit line both are same. Okay. By using the parallel transmission line. One more transmission line connected between the 1 and 2. Now can you tell me these two are connected in series or parallel? Now tell me these two are connected. This line 1, line 2 to the bus 1 and 2 is connected series or parallel? Tell me.
Parallel.
Now what is the net X equivalent becomes now? The two equal reactants are connected in parallel. What is the X equivalent? Two equal reactors are connected.
X1 into X2 by X1 plus X2.
Simply X by 2, na? Sorry, R by 2. Two resistors are equal resistors connected in parallel. What is the equivalent resistance? R by 2. Now, two equivalent reactants connected in parallel. What is the equivalent reactance? X by 2. Means, what happened by using the parallel transmission line? What happened? The X equivalent will be decreases. Therefore, what happened? The triple S limit will be increases, na? You can observe in the roadside, the transmission line, they have two lines are going. This side are three lines, this side three lines. I have observed in the high power application, the extra, that is, the two lines are going parallel. Like, one side three lines, another side is three lines. Yes or no? I have observed. Means why you are using means the double circle line, what happen? The net reactance will be decreases. When the net reactance will decreases, what happen? The steady state stability. Suppose I'm using only single line, my power transfer is 40 megawatt. Suppose 45 megawatt between the 1 and 2. This is the triple S limit. By using the double circuit line, the triple S limit becomes double R. Means the same line can transfer how much? 90 megawatt. Are you getting this? Suppose I am using single line. Suppose how much power is transferred? Only 45 megawatt is transferring. But by using the same parallel line, equal same amount of reactance and another using another parallel line, what happened? That becomes how much? 90 megawatt. The steady state stability becomes double. Now these are the methods to improve the steady state stability limit. The first method is to transfer the power at the higher voltages, the steady state limit will be increases. And second method by reducing the reactance. Now what are the methods to reducing the reactance? One is bundle conductors, another is the double circuit line or parallel transmission lines. Now these are the methods. This will ask for 4 marks question. Tell me what are the methods to improve the steady state stability limit. Now up to this clear everybody? Any doubts? Next we go for transient stability. Okay. Again, what is the definition? It is the ability of synchronous machine to deliver maximum power to the load It is deliver maximum power to the load by maintaining synchronization to the externally connected transmission line for the sudden and large disturbances. Now, what is the definition is transient stability. It is the ability of the synchronous machine to deliver maximum power to the load by maintaining synchronization to the externally connected transmission line for the sudden and large disturbances. For the sudden and large disturbances. Now, same definition for steady state stability means same, but it is the ability of synchronous machine to deliver the maximum power to the load and maintaining synchronous to the transmission line for a small and gradual variation of the load. When the load is small and the load is continuously varying small and gradually, corresponding that the system should deliver maximum power to the load. Same here, what is the transient stability means? The same definition, the synchronous machine should be able to deliver the power and again maintain the synchronization to the transmission line for these sudden and large disturbances. Now here, what is the sudden and large disturbances is nothing but, can I say that when the sudden and large disturbances will come? Think on that. When sudden ఎప్పుడు వస్తుందమ్మా when sudden and large disturbance will occurs? Think. సడన్గా వస్తుంది లార్జ్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది when the fault is taken place na yes or no when the fault will be taken place suddenly the huge amount of current will flow in the system when the fault will comes you don't know sudden comes suppose any due to high wind blowing some tower is collapsed at the time two conductors touch each other at that time what time some fault will take place that may be LG fault LL fault double LG fault or triple L fault any fault is taken place at that time it is suddenly comes sudden short circuit huge amount of current will be flow అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందమ్మా when the fault will taken place what happen the some protecting device will be operate that is first the relay will sense the fault and given the trip signal to the circuit breaker will be isolate the fault section again when the fault is over again that will be reclose the circuit breaker again the system will be able to deliver the power yes or no this happen now even though what happened here when the fault is taken place the huge amount of current will be flow in the system therefore before the circuit breaker relay is operating should be operating within the time suppose it is take 5 cycles of operation or 6 cycles of operation within 6 cycles of operation what happened the huge amount of current will flow in this our power system network the system should be able to that much of power or not suppose after relay and circuit breaker is operated and what happened the relay circuit breaker will isolate the fault section again when the fault is clear again the circuit breaker is reclosed after when reclosing again the system come to deliver the power or not we have to check it are you getting my point? I give the simple example for this సపోజ్ మనకి హార్ట్ స్ట్రోక్ వచ్చింది హార్ట్ స్ట్రోక్ అంటే ఏందమ్మా ఇప్పుడు మన హార్ట్ అని ఇట్లా కొట్టుకుంటూ ఉంటుంది సపోజ్ అయిపోయి హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ ప్లస్ సమ్ డిలే అయింది డిలే అంటే ఎంత డిలే సపోజ్ ఫస్ట్ టైం నీకు ఏమైంది హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ బై 10 seconds తర్వాత అగైన్ ఇట్ కమ్ టు స్టార్ట్ ఈ 10 seconds యువర్ బాడీ కెన్ బి విస్టాండ్ దిస్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఆక్సిజన్ ఆఫ్ all organs will be stable means all organs can be withstand for 10 seconds of delay later again the heart comes to start అప్పుడు ఏమైంది దీన్ని ఫస్ట్ స్ట్రోక్ అంటారు మనకి ఫస్ట్ స్ట్రోక్ అంటే మనకి ఏమైతే సడన్గా 10 seconds మనకి బ్రీతింగ్ అంతా ఆగిపోయింది హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ అయిపోయింది అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది all organs in your body can be withstand within the 10 seconds again the heart comes to start what happened your body can responding సింపుల్ వే సపోజ్ మన మనకి ఏమైంది ఇక్కడ వరకు మనకి పవర్ ఫ్లో అవుతూ ఉంది. సడన్గా ఫాల్ట్ వచ్చింది. ఫాల్ట్ రాగానే ఏమవుతుంది, రిలే సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ మనకి ఆపరేట్ అవుతుంది. అంటే అప్పుడు ఏంది, పవర్ ఏం పోదు, అంటే జీరో పవర్. అగైన్ ద సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ రీక్లోజింగ్. రీక్లోజ్ అన్నప్పుడు అగైన్ యువర్ పవర్ సిస్టమ్ నెట్వర్క్ ఇస్ ఏబుల్ టు డెలివర్ ద పవర్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఇఫ్ ద పవర్ సిస్టమ్ ఏబుల్ టు డెలివర్ మీన్స్ ద సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ స్టేబుల్. సపోజ్ మనకి ఫాల్ట్ వచ్చిందమ్మా, సడన్ ఫాల్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు విత్ ఇన్ ద టైం అయిపోతుంది, ద హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ కరెంట్ విల్ ఫ్లో. ఓకే, విత్ ఇన్ ద టైమ్ అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ రిలయన్స్ సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ ఇస్ ఆపరేటింగ్, బిఫోర్ రిలయన్స్ సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ ఇస్ ఆపరేటింగ్, ఇంత డిలేలో మనకి రిలే సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ ఆపరేట్ అవుతుంది. ఆపరేట్ అంటే దాన్ని ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఆ ఫాల్ట్ సెక్షన్ ఐసోలేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఐసోలేట్ చేసినాక అగైన్ when the fault is cleared, okay, again we are reclosing the circuit breaker. After reclosing the circuit breaker, your power system network is able to deliver the power or not. Suppose your power system network is able to deliver the power means it is the stable system. Suppose after reclosing the circuit breaker, your power system is not unable to deliver the power means the system goes to unstable. Okay, that is called transient stability. Now here also we have to identify. సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఐ టేక్ ద రియల్ టైం. మనకి హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ అయింది అనుకో, 10 సెకండ్స్ స్ట్రక్ అయింది, తర్వాత మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ అయింది అనుకో. మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు, హార్ట్ బీట్ అయినప్పుడు ఆల్ ఆర్గన్స్ ఆర్ రెస్పాండెడ్ అన్నారు. అన్ని ఆర్గన్స్ రెస్పాండ్ అవుతుంటే మన బాడీ కంటిన్యూగా లైవ్, మన బాడీ అంటే మనం ఆల్ ఆర్గన్స్ ఆర్ వర్కింగ్. ఓకే, అవర్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ స్టేబుల్. సపోజ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఫస్ట్ స్ట్రోక్ అంటాడు. సపోజ్ సెకండ్ టైం మళ్ళీ స్ట్రోక్ వచ్చింది, అప్పుడు 20 సెకండ్స్ వచ్చింది అనుకో, హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు 20 సెకండ్స్ హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ అయింది. అగైన్ యువర్ ఆర్గన్ కెన్ బి విస్టాండ్ విత్ ఇన్ 20 సెకండ్స్ వితౌట్ హార్ట్ బీట్. అగైన్ హార్ట్ విల్ స్టార్ట్, అగైన్ యువర్ బాడీ ఇస్ రెస్పాండెడ్ మీన్స్ యువర్ స్టేబుల్ సిస్టమ్. అప్పుడు డాక్టర్ ఏమంటాడు, బాబు నీకు సెకండ్ స్ట్రోక్ వచ్చింది, బైపాస్ సర్జరీ చేసుకోవాలి. మనకేముందిలే, తర్వాత ఏమైంది, హార్ట్ 30 సెకండ్స్ డిలే అయింది. హార్ట్ ఏమైంది, 30 సెకండ్స్ డిలే అయింది. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, యువర్ ఆర్గాన్ కెన్ బి విస్టాండ్ అప్ టు 20 సెకండ్స్ ఓన్లీ. బియాండ్ దిస్ 20 సెకండ్స్ ఆల్ ఆర్గాన్ విల్ బికమ్ డెడ్. ఆల్ ఆర్గన్స్ బికమ్స్ డెడ్. బ్రెయిన్ డెడ్ అయిపోయింది, నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ అన్ని డెడ్ అయిపోయింది, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హార్ట్ బీట్ లేదు. అదే టైం వాట్ అయిపోయి, ఈవెన్ దో వీఆర్ పుట్టింగ్ ద సమ్ ఆక్సిజన్ ఆల్సో, ఈవెన్ దో మనం హార్ట్ స్ట్రక్ చేసిన రెస్పాండ్ కాదు, అంటే ద బాడీ బికమ్స్ డెడ్ బాడీ. అంటే వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ లిమిట్, ట్రాన్సియన్స్ లిమిట్, అప్ టు 20 సెకండ్స్ యువర్ బాడీ కెన్ బి విస్టాండ్. మీరు యోగా అవన్నీ ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ కాబట్టి 20 సెకండ్స్ వరకు విస్టాండ్ అవుతుంది. But your heart struck by more than 20 seconds, what happened? Your organs cannot be responded this much delay. Therefore, all organs will be dead. Finally, your body becomes dead body. ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకు పవర్ సిస్టమ్ నెట్వర్క్ ఏమవుతుంటే, బిఫోర్ రిలయన్స్ సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ ఈజ్ ఆపరేటింగ్, వాట్ హ్యాపెన్, దిస్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ ఫాల్ట్ విల్ బి ఎంటర్ ఇన్ ద సిస్టమ్. ఓకే, కరస్పాండ్ దిస్ ఫాల్ట్ కరెంట్, all the equipments, the generator, transmission, and this transformer, that can be able to withstand this much of delay or not. We have to check it. Means what is the operation time of the circuit breaker? At what time the system goes to stable? At what time the system goes to unstable? Ante manaki what is the cycles of operation? What is the manaki from the transient stability limit? What we are discussing means at what extent the system go to stable, మీన్స్ ఎన్ని సైకిల్స్ వరకు మన సిస్టమ్ అనేది స్టేబుల్ అవుతుంది. అంటే ఈ ఫాల్ట్ కరెంట్ని ఎంతవరకు విస్టాండ్ చేసుకుంటుంది మన సిస్టమ్ను మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. దాన్ని ట్రాన్సియెంట్ స్టెబిలిటీ లిమిట్ అంటారు అనమాట. అంటే రిలయన్స్ సర్క్యూట్ బ్రేకర్ కెనాట్ బి ఆపరేట్ ఇన్స్టంటేనియస్లీ, ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ సమ్ టైమ్, some cycles of operation. We say that's 6 cycles of operation, 8 cycles of operation. Okay, now when the Reliance circuit breaker is operating with some 6 cycles of operation, within 6 cycles of operation, your total, the entire power system network should be able to withstand or not. We have to check it. That means at what angle the system goes to stable. We are going to, the transient stability limit can be analyzed by using the critical clearing angle. What is critical clearing angle? From this analysis, what we are discussed, if the system will be operate below this critical clearing angle, means the relay and circuit breaker should operate below this critical clearing angle, the system is stable system. The relay and circuit breaker is operating above this critical clearing angle, what happened, the system goes to unstable. That means what happened, after relay and circuit breaker is operating, it is what happened, the faulty section will be isolated. Again we have to reclose the circuit breaker. At the time what happened, the system system not responding means it's not unable to deliver the power. No power transfer between the transmission line. That means what happens? The system goes to unstable. Correspond that we have to design the relay and circuit breaker correspond that to transient stability limit. Now, whatever the relay and circuit breaker that should be operate below this critical clearing angle. Above this critical clearing angle, even though the it is protected, but whatever system goes to unstable condition. Is it clear? అంటే మనం ఫైనల్గా ఏం చేసుకోవాలి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ట్రాన్సియెంట్ స్టెబిలిటీ లిమిట్ for this power system network? First you have to identify. Okay, based on that you have to design the relay and circuit breaker. Just now we have given steady state stability limit. Now what is the steady state stability limit means the alternator can be able to deliver this much of power only. Beyond this power we have to apply the load. What happens? The system goes to unstable. A stability, a steady state means gradually step by step you are applying the load on the system. Transient stability means sudden and large disturbance. Even though sudden and large disturbance occurs in the system able to stable, maintain the stability. Now, how to analyze this one? By using the critical clearing angle. First, we have to evaluate the what is the transient stability limit. Now, how to evaluate the transient stability limit? By using the equilibrium criteria, we can find the what is the transient stability limit. What is the transient stability limit means? In that, we have to find the what is the critical clearing angle as well as the critical clearing time. Okay, it is the critical time. Beyond this time, the circuit breaker is operated, the system goes to unstable. And less than this time, the system is stable. At this time, the system is critically stable. These are going to discuss in detail in the what is the transient stability limit. Now, what are the assumption? Now, what are the application of this transient stability limit? That we'll discuss in detail in the next class. Now, up to this clear, what is the concept of transient stability? Means for sudden and large disturbance, for sudden and large disturbances, what happens? The system should be able to maintain this stability. Means the system should maintain, the generator should maintain the speed equal to synchronous speed, even though this sudden large disturbance occurs in the system. Why? Because means then due to sudden large disturbance, nothing but the occurrence of fault. When the fault is taken place, the relay and circuit breaker is operating. The relay and circuit breaker operate not instantaneously. It will take some time. It is a mechanical device. It will be respond. It will be operate within the time. Within the time, our system is withstand this much of fault current or not. It is withstand. It is the stable. It cannot withstand this much of delay period. What happens? The system goes to unstable. For that, I want to design the relay and circuit breaker. Another factor is what is the transient stability limit you have to consider. Now, you have to design the relay and circuit breaker that will be start within this limit only. Beyond this limit, the circuit breaker relay is operate. What happens? The system goes to unstable. Again, how to evaluate this transient stability limit, that will be discussed in detail. Okay, by using the transient stability can be analyzed by using the dynamic body of the rotating system. For steady state stability can be analyzed by using the static model of the system, but in case of transient stability limit can be analyzed by using the dynamic analysis by using the swing equation. What is the swing equation of the synchronous machine? That will be discussed in the next class. That is very, very important. In the examination, they will ask derivation, derive the swing equation. Okay. Now this is about this one. In the next class, we discuss what is the how to evaluate this transient stability limit. Now, what are the assumption? That will be discussed in the next class. Up to this clear, everybody?